What's up, everybody? A little bit earlier than I expected to go live. I forgot to make sure Dan was. Give me a second here. Just because, again, I didn't want to go live when Dan was still live. If he's still live, I will push. But let me. Is Dan still live? Doesn't look like he's still live. Dan is not still live. That's good. Okay. Phew. I was worried about Dan for a second. What's up, everybody? It's producer Kyle. We're doing a live sale. They say not to start your YouTube shows like that, but like my brain is so scattered right now. Well, really, that was my only option. Am I live or am I memories? Memorex? Something weird is happening, TJ. I see your comment in the comments bar on screen, but not in the actual comments bar on StreamYard, which is going to make this very difficult. Hopefully, I have a friend joining me to hang out and do the show here shortly. Let me double check on that. Okay. Anyhow, and when they get here, I can have them talk to you for a minute, and I can refresh my page. But needless to say, I am live. I am not Memorex. Is my internet connection okay? It says it's unstable. I don't know if that's true. Shouldn't be unstable. Anyhow, this is going to be a weird show, guys. Let's just put it this way. It's going to be a weird show. Let me play the thing, and we'll figure out what the hell we do. All right, we're still here. We're back. TJ, spread the word that we're here. If you would mind, I will ping Jay to have him spread the word as well. Well, that's what I'm saying. I was born unstable, but I'm feeling particularly unstable right now. After just coming back from a dinner that was catered by Outback Steakhouse, where nobody brought me a bloomin' onion. Really? They had brown bread, they had steaks, they had a very nice chicken, they had good corn, they had good taters, but they didn't bring me a bloomin' onion. Kind of Outback Steakhouse meal doesn't include a bloomin' onion. I'm stalling to buy time for other folks to get here. We're going to do a bunch of different things tonight. If you were on my show earlier, you've seen some of this, but I'm going to be offering it again. And I'm maybe going to be packaging it slightly differently than I did earlier. So that will be fun. I also have more inventory here. Picked up some more things. So it's true. Oh, and like room service at the hotel stops at 10. What are we doing? I wonder if this works if I comment it, if it works. I don't know. We'll see. Anyhow, room service here at the hotel stops at 10, which I think is a travesty. So while we're waiting for some people to show up, I'm going to switch over to my other camera. TJ, do I sound all right? I'm using a different microphone than I was using earlier. I don't know if it sounds good. Listen, I'm in a way. Hey, there's the other camera. All right. So I'm going to start by showing a couple of variants that I have with me. This is Jennifer Blood number 20, the high-end Virgin Ultra Limited edition COA with COA. It is one of only 25 made. It is $25. All right, this is the This is Bob's Burgers #2. This is the McCarthy cover. I'm not sure exactly which variant it is, but it is a rarer variant. It's going to be $15. It's a near mint, like in a 9.4 condition. This one is a 9.496 near mint plus. This is a black and white variant. It's one of the lower print runs. The only one I can find on the internet. They're asking $100 for on eBay, so I'm going to do it for 50. This is Bob's Burgers #1. This is the mesh, whatever you want to call it, fluid cover, um, black and white edition. Say hi when you get here, everybody. Just putting a few books up there. You know, we've got 25, 15, and 50 right now. We're going to do some $1 books here shortly as well, with the option to bundle them for 10. It's been a day, guys. Convention was super cool. Was super good today. I really enjoyed myself. But on a personal level, I've been a mess. And an example of that is today alone, I locked myself out of my hotel room twice. Not once, but twice. Like once in the whole weekend is like, okay, you make that mistake once in a while, right? But twice in a day, you're like, do you need help? They're like, do you need like psychiatric evaluation? Um, and you go, no, I don't need psychiatric evaluation. I just need a hotel room key. Anyhow, hi Lorena. I have some stuff here, Lorena, that is right up your alley. Coming up here in a little bit. All right, let's do. Reach over here and grab. Okay. In fact, let's do this. Do you guys want to? Should we switch over to some $1 books for a minute, or should we do some bundles first? You guys holler at me. I figure we'll do some $1 books first. Now that we've got these big books, I got these books up here. We'll take them down. Okay, let's do some $1 books, shall we? And here's the deal: you can claim these at any time for $5 or for $10 for the pile. Okay, so like Lone Ranger #14 from 2013. Lone Ranger Annual 2013. These are each $1. I have 2 copies. They still have the Heavy Hitters trading card inside from Epic Comics. Law Dog. Again, if you guys were on the show earlier, you saw these, but they were on top of the box, and so I want to put them up and get them out of my way. What up, Ed? What up, Lorena? TJ is here. Okay. Jay was going to come on, but he had plans because Sean is off work. I still don't believe Sean is a real person. What up? Nope. So we'll have to see if Jay doesn't show up like on Tuesday for work. We'll know that the plans were a lie and he has been taken by like, I don't know, Capsule Corp. Lynch Mob #1 from Chaos Comics. I think I can get one more up here. This is Metal Men #2, The Origin of the Metal Men. Mike Carlin, Dan Jurgens, Brett Breeding for $1. So we got across the back wall, $5 right there. And I do apologize, I don't have my other display guys. I'm literally, one, there wouldn't be room in this room, but two, like, well, my room is spacious, there just wouldn't be room for my display. But two, I'm leaning them against the back wall under my television. So if I tilt the camera up just a little bit, you would get to see the Big Bang Theory because the TV is on, because it's actually providing decent lighting, because it's a big TV. I just came back from dinner where I got to sit and eat with Ming Chen and Tom Waltz and uh, Eric Powell and Jay Fosgit, Seth and Nick Moose, and Bill Morrison from Bongo Comics and The Simpsons. Uh, who else was there? Really, everybody from the convention was there. Really good time, family dinner, Sunday night family dinner after the show is always a great time. And again, it's always catered by Outback Steakhouse, but they'll never bring me a bloomin' onion. I've been asking for it for 5 years. All right, this is John Layman. I think it's Ryan Patara, Leviathan #1 for $1. This is an older Dynamite book, Kyle Ritter cover. This is Noir #1 featuring Miss Fury and the Black Sparrow, as well as The Shadow. Claim Lone Ranger and Metal Man. You got it, Lorena. Do you want both Lone Rangers? I will take them both down. You can let me know if you don't want one of them, but we have number 14 and we have the annual. Both and Leviathan. All right. Lorena breaking the ice there. So we've got 2 books on the wall. We'll add back in Noir #1 featuring Miss Fury and the Black Sparrow and The Shadow for $1. Eternal Warrior #3. It's Greg Pak for $1. And Greg Pak Eternal Warrior #4 for $1. Get them back up on the wall. Get up to 5 there. Lorena, did you clean anything the other day? No. Okay, I got to make a tab for Lorena. In about 15 minutes from now, we'll show our first CCA. It will be a CCA that wasn't shown earlier, unless I should show the one that I feel like Lorena is going to have. You guys let me know. All right. These are CCAs that were commissioned and drawn this weekend at the convention I'm at. So, pretty cool. Things you've never seen before anywhere else, because literally I just had them drawn. All right. I'm going to try to do this in the right order so that, like, TJ's head doesn't explode and, all of that kind of stuff, because I know how he is. He's an immortal. This is so much more Jay's area, because I do not like Eternal Warrior. But essentially, he is like a ninja assassin that doesn't die. But that is more Jay's realm, and Jay is not here. If Matthias joins me, he will know. He is, he's a pretty good expert on those things as well. I just don't know if he's going to be able to make it or not. So we'll see. Okay. But while we're doing that, I'm going to put up a bunch more Eternal Warriors. All right. Eternal Warrior number 19. These are older, obviously. Eternal Warrior 23, 24, and 31. And then we will add to the end of that the Valiant Reader number 1. Valiant Reader number 1. So that's 10 books on the wall. Well, except for the one that just fell, which is now hopefully back on the wall. It will stay where I want it. So there are now 10 books on the wall. You can claim the whole wall for $10. Just a second. Hey, there is my partner in crime.
Hey, how's everyone doing tonight?
We're doing good. I just got back from dinner, where I had dinner with, I sat at the same table with Bill Morrison, Eric Powell, and Tom Waltz and they're the wives, except for Bill's wife. Bill's wife wasn't here.
Man, that right there is like a connection to, to everyone's greatest childhood and nostalgia. Simpsons, Goon, and TMNT.
Yeah, it's true. Really fun dinner. Again, catered by Outback Steakhouse, but they forgot to bring my bloomin' onion that I've been asking for every year for 5 years.
They're 5 years late on a bloomin' onion. That's not going to be warm when it gets out.
Well, it's not like, how do I put this? It ain't like it's part of the catering menu. I just keep asking for it, hoping someday they'll bring me one.
I was unaware that Outback Steakhouse did catering. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got to be what, like at least a 36-hour flight from Australia, right?
Yeah, or, that's why the steaks are so tough. But it's always a good meal. You can't really see that if I put that there. Where can I put this here?
Claim wall for $5. That's a lot of Valiant right there.
That's not what I wanted. I just wanted to write something so I could see if it worked. Yes. Oh, so TJ says, isn't Eternal Warrior the brother of Archer and Armstrong? He is. Lorraine was asking the origin of Eternal Warrior, and as I'm not a fan, I struggled with that one because he's Jay's guy. Eternal Warrior is Jay's dude.
Yeah. I mean, the Eternal Warrior is part of the three immortal brothers, which would be Ivar, Armstrong, and I cannot recall the Eternal Warrior's name. It's sad. It's not like I was ever drawn onto a cover of Eternal Warrior fighting the man himself.
No, that didn't happen at all.
Yeah.
When I said Matthias would know guys, I knew it was because Matthias had been in the book.
Yeah. I
On the book,
literally drawn on the cover of Wrath of Eternal Warrior #1, fighting the Eternal Warrior, and I hate to say it, I can't remember his name. This is where we call on a friend and we ask Robert Venditti.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd answer my text right now though.
It's pretty late over in Georgia right now. I don't know that it would be an advisable thing to give him a call this time of night.
Oh no, I just mean because he's on deadline.
Oh yeah.
All right.
He's got a whole planet Death to kill.
Boom. Claim the whole wall for $10. Right now there's 10 books on the wall. $10. Okay. So we're gonna keep adding books to the wall at $1 a piece and telling stories from the convention. But first we're gonna put up Red Menace #1 from Wildstorm. The Eagle testifies before HUAC. featuring Joe McCarthy. Joe McCarthy, Richard Nixon, Studebaker Television, North Korea, South Korea, Marilyn Monroe. Superman Doomsday, Hunter Prey, book 1 for $1.
Look, you claim the wall right now. You can also lose that entire Valiant reader. It will come off for you. It is
It's true.
dying to be purchased.
I really need to put it in a bagging board so it'll stand up, but Gilead or something like that.
Oh God, you're right, Gilead. Yes. Who did
All right.
that? TJ. Correct. You are right.
TJ is one of the better. I will say this in not even like TJ is one of my go-tos when I need a piece of trivia that like my brain is just not getting. You know, he is his knowledge is super impressive. As a former shop employee. No, that's Matthias in the corner. Richard, Ship. Guys,
Yep.
Ship picked up some really cool stuff from the convention, including a remarked Chinatown hardcover. Remarked and signed by Eric Powell.
That is a cool thing to own.
All right. This is a Marvel book. This first issue features Chuck Austin, Dr. Arun Gandhi, Bill Jemas, David Mack, Mark Millar, Frank Quitely, David Rose, Tony Sammons, and Phil Winslade. 411.
Ooh, that is
You know
a
what? Putting this in the back
collection of great names.
Mm-hmm. It's true. I was looking. I went through everything I had, looking for if I had any of the.
I just remembered the name. And of all the things, it was Dr. Arun Gandhi that gave it to me.
Mhm.
Sorry, it's Ivar, Armstrong, and Gilead Ani. What was it? Ani Parud. I want to say Ani Panda, Ani Parud.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anipanda is right.
Ani Panda.
Yeah. Anyhow, I went through everything I had looking for Peter David stuff here with me. I didn't have any because I wanted to. I didn't really want to sell it tonight. I just wanted to give a tribute. A collection of great names in Bill Jemas.
Well done, DJ. Well done.
Yeah. All right. Next up,
Bill
Tony
will never
Harris.
hire any of us now.
That's true. All right. Next up, Tony Harris, Bruce Jones, Darko McCann, Leonardo Manco, Sean Phillips, Brian K. Vaughan, and Dana Joe. Zazali, I believe is how you say it. I've never known how to say it, but I have read their work. This is 411 issue 2. Also
Man,
for $1.
This is amazing. What was 411? Why don't I remember this book, and why do I want it so bad?
$1 a piece, or claim the whole wall right now. 14 books for $10.
I'll tell you, if you have an issue 3 of 411, I'll claim all 3 of them just so that way I can read this book.
I don't think I do. I think that was kind of the part of the reason I got it, is that it didn't have an issue 3. So the guy was like, I don't think I can put it in a bundle. Okay.
I'll tell you what.
No problem.
I'll tell you what. If no one else just clears the wall right now to get them all, I'll take those 2 411s. I am curious about this.
Well, I'm going to add another book to the wall to get us to 15 bucks. 15 books on the wall. It's only a 3-part series. It is a special run. I know it is. But I just hold on. Okay. Yes. Okay. I remember this now. Issue 1 and issue 2 say of 3, but there are only ever 2 issues printed.
Really?
And yes.
Now I want both of them.
Yeah. All right. I will pull them for you, my friend.
All right. So where's TJ? TJ was the mastermind of trivia. What was the story on 411, TJ? Oh man.
Okay.
Sorry for coming late to the show, Kyle.
No, you're
I
good. You're good.
was
You're
all
good.
prepped to be here early, and I'm like, I'm gonna take a 5-minute nap. I have 5 minutes.
Whoa. So 411 issue 1 is the first appearance of Sholem. And then David and Vita Sholem's daughter. This is they don't really have a synopsis, but what I'm reading is this might be some Jewish mythology.
Interesting.
Uh-huh. And then issue 2.
Yeah, no issue 3 ever came out. Interesting.
Other characters. I'm just going to read the other characters that are in issue 2. Simon and Garfunkel, Abraham Lincoln, Rankin and Bass, JFK, Albert Einstein, Mahatma Gandhi, and Martin Luther King.
I'm going to agree with Richard there. Never do a 5-minute anything. That is always going to end poorly.
True. I took a 5-minute nap earlier and fell asleep for 2.5 hours. So, Matthias, you went and saw the Lilo and the Stitch.
I did.
Yeah, I liked your review that you sent.
So I thought about it a little bit more too, because after I texted you that, I realized for everyone else, I said I really enjoyed the movie. The one thing I didn't like about it was Zach Galifianakis, which is weird because I love Zach Galifianakis. But then I thought about it for a minute, and I realized Disney was never going to allow Zach Galifianakis to be Zach Galifianakis, and I think
That is
that's what the
correct.
problem was. Is that I was hearing Zach Galifianakis' voice, I was seeing Zach Galifianakis on screen, but at no point was there any chance Disney was going to allow me to actually have Zach Galifianakis.
Right. At no point was it going to be between two ferns.
Yeah.
All right.
There was no baby that was going to be, taken on a drunken Las Vegas adventure, and certainly no awkward inappropriateness about Caesar's Palace.
Right. Which is a sad thing for everyone. All right. Let's add some books to get this to 15. This is from CrossGen. This is Ruse number 6.
Ooh.
Mark Waid, Jeff Johnson, Paul Neary. It's a good cover. I like that cover.
I mean, I love on top of it being a Sherlock Holmes book, the fact that we have Houdini on the cover is even better.
Right. Again, I think this is probably on some level just flipping through it, because this is not one I read, even though I have read some of this series. This is a triple B, oh boy, really?
I gotta give love to the Pop Junkie right there, because CrossGen was amazing. As long as you didn't work for them.
That's true. So it has this main story, but like if you flip through the book, there are also references to Peabody and Mr. Sherman. And there are a bunch of women in here who are scantily clad, but also Doc Brown and Bill and Ted. Like, this book is weird as hell. This is from Lost Causes Productions. This is Spandex Tights, Lost Issues number 4.
Wow.
By the way, that is every bit of weird 1990s, only black and white. Don't even bother thinking about colors. There's so much black and white in that book, it can't even defend itself.
That is a Super Sentai right there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh, interesting, TJ. Thank you for that. That would explain the Gandhi titling.
Okay. I don't know what to make of this book either. This is not one I read, but I may have to if no one picks it up. Epic Comics. It's #1 from November 1984. It says I Heart LA on the cover. Void Indigo #1.
Wow, Epic Comics.
There's some Epic in the back there too.
Collection I bought yesterday at the store.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was two men who were up from Mexico, and they brought all their comics to try and sell. But they're all all English comics, all American editions. But they were from Mexico, didn't speak a single word of English, and my Spanish is muy mal, muy mal. But we're trying to have this conversation as I'm buying it, and they just had all these amazing random books. Like they had huge runs of Black Kiss, Femme Force, and just like all those like late 80s black and white indie comics that push the line. And then on the dead opposite end, there were like Jim Lee signed Wildstorm books, and a bunch of what was it? X Mutants signed by Ron Lim. Just really interesting stuff.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Rich or Ship, I have been short boxed and long boxed, and like basically, if you could store a comic in it this weekend, I dug through it. That was. I'll be honest. I talked about maybe the high point of my show last night on Jay's show, and I'll talk about it again tonight in case anybody didn't hear it. But the time Jen and I spent, Jen was only here for 24 hours, but Jen and I spent probably 6 of those hours together digging through long boxes and arguing over what weird esoteric comics we were going to buy and who got to buy them. So,
man, TJ, thank you. You are the information source. Thank you. That actually, man, I'm so much happier with that purchase now reading this.
Yeah. I'm glad. Okay. Someone who was really important to a lot of people at this show did this next book. He was a guest here a couple of times before his passing. I have a complete run that I have of myself that are all signed by him. This is Darwin Cook's The New DC, The New Frontier, #4. No, sorry, 3 or 6. So again, we have 15 books on the wall right now. We're gonna get 5 more up.
That was an amazing comic.
Really was, and for that book's worth way more than $1.
Oh yeah, for $1, you are just walking away a thief. That is such a brilliant piece.
All right. Next book, and again, I showed this one earlier, but I want to show it again in case somebody here is into it. Written by someone who's been on the experience a few times now, who is the editor of The Future Is, which is out Wednesday and available now on all EXP shows and platforms. This is Ringside #1. Joe Keating, Simon Goff, Nick Barber, Ariana Marr. Ringside #3. I do not have a #2. I know it sucks. Ringside #6. So I'm also missing 4 and 5. Ringside #7. And Ringside #8.
A little bit of wrestling.
Yes. This is a book about professional wrestling. In particular, one wrestler and his PTSD and his trauma and how he works through it through wrestling. Really fun a book. All right, guys. So there's 20 books on the wall. That means you're paying 50 cents a piece if you claim the whole wall. And once I take this down in a second, we're going to show the first CCA of the show, which are commission covers that I had done this very weekend at this very show by artists who were here. and you have the opportunity to own them. And some of them even come with little bonuses. So we'll talk about that once I grab a Gatorade. Listen, there is a lot of seasoning on the chicken and the steak, so I am very thirsty.
No, that's a good thing that you have Gatorade. That's what the body, what the body wants. It's what plants need.
So at this show alone, I've gone through a case of body armor, 3 gallons of water, and half an 8-pack of Gatorade.
Man, your diabetes must hate you.
Well, it's all diet,
Okay.
but I've been walking so much, and we've been running.
Source material for the DC animated. Well, I mean, they did do a New Frontier movie, TJ, but
Right.
even that I don't think faithfully adapted New Frontier, which was a masterpiece. I wish that that was the Bible for a series of DC movies. I don't know that I would call it the source for the DCAU, but I wish I could. So did everything
All
get
right.
claimed, Kyle?
Huh?
Everything got claimed?
No one has claimed the wall. No one claimed the wall.
Okay, all right. You know what? I want to claim the superhero latex Super Sentai crazy black and white book.
You got it.
That just seems like it'll be fun to flip through, and then an even greater gag gift on the long run.
Oh yeah. Like if you hand this to Joel, he will turn a shade of red.
There it
That
is.
I will love.
I hope Joel's not watching right now. As much as I love Joel and I love you getting viewership, I hope Joel's not watching because there is his Hanukkah present right now.
That stack will stay together, guys. You can claim it at any time. If you think you want it. Let's start with the first. Why don't I do the CCA that comes with the bonus? This comes with a very cool bonus, in my opinion. So if you don't know what a CCA is, you clearly don't watch the EXP all the time. But a CCA is a blank cover where we have artists draw cover art on them. Commissioned cover art, CCA. But the first CCA I'm going to offer, I showed earlier, but I'm going to show you something else first. This is a new comic that just debuted this weekend at the show. And one of the things I want to point out is in this corner, you see that little symbol with the cross through it?
Mm-hmm.
No AI. People, especially indie creators, are starting to put that symbol on their books just to show you there's no AI in the book. No AI was used in the making of this book. No animals and/or creatives were harmed in the making of this book. This is by Brad Geisha and Travis Bramble. They're two indie creators here from Michigan, good guys. And the story is called Old Time Radio Comics. There are 2 stories in it. One is called Witness. The 26th president must hunt a mysterious monster in the Maryland woods. Teddy Roosevelt in the Office of Cryptology. And the other story is called Shiver, when the incorporeal antics of poltergeists mingle with everyday lives. Stupid Ghost Stories. STOOPID. Ghost Stories. Every one of these is $5, and it comes with 2 stickers. One will say Stupid Ghost Stories, and the other says Teddy Roosevelt in the Office of Cryptology. Okay? It's a black and white book, but it's indie horror. And it's not like super horror-y horror. It's mildly scary. A la the CCA they did, that Travis did, and Brad did. I did a jam piece to promote this book. So, here's the deal. This is a Vampirella #1, the Christopher Priest run, with a jam cover drawn by Brad and Travis. If you pick up the Vampirella CCA, you get an Old Time Radio comics for free.
How much is the Vampirella?
It's going to be $125.
That is
And drawn. So Travis did the Vampirella and the Scooby-Doo. His style is a little more Hanna-Barbera, a little more cartoony. And then this is Brad did the background and Dracula. His style is a little more surrealistic like that. Again, very good guys. Had dinner 2 nights with Travis and his wife. They're great people. And this is the first book Travis has had out in a while. So he's been working on this for a long time. I'm very excited for this book. I read it. It's fantabulous. Ship, you want it? It's yours. I have 4 available at $5, and 1 will go with the CCA.
I love how Dan Parent-esque this Vampirella cover looks.
It really is. And, you know, let me send a text.
Did we honestly never have a Vampirella Scooby-Doo crossover? That had to have happened, right?
Yes. I've never seen one.
Because I'm pretty sure we had an Elvira crossover with Scooby-Doo, right?
Mm-hmm. I will send another text once I send this one. Okay. Has there been a Scooby-Doo Vampy crossover? Those people will know. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Richard. I swear there was an Elvira Scooby crossover.
Right. No, that one for sure happened. All right, Lorena wants an old-time radio book. Ship, one story is Teddy Roosevelt in the Department of Cryptology. It's Teddy Roosevelt hunting a cryptid in the woods of New Jersey. And the other book is about what happens when ghosts start to intermingle with people's regular everyday lives, which is why it's called Stupid Ghost Stories. I don't have a good place to put this. I'm just gonna put it here. All right, I got one answer. There has not yet been a Scooby-Doo Vampirella crossover, but seeing as how I'm talking to the publisher that can make that happen, I'm sending him a picture of the CCA.
I would read the heck out of that.
Yeah.
That has David Avalone and Dan Parent all over it.
Let's see what he says. All right. Ship, do you want one while it's sitting here? And then we'll go back to doing, do you guys want to see some more? Do you guys want to see some sets that I picked up this weekend?
I want to see sets. That being said, I'm going to pop off camera for about 30 seconds.
You're good.
It is boiling out here in the desert of Southern California, and I'm going to go splash some water on my face before I pop back on.
Turn on the air conditioner.
The air conditioner exists only in my living room, not in the bedroom, is the annoying thing. Yeah, you know, old house.
You got one, Ship. All right.
All right, I'll be right back.
Take time. All right, guys. I am thrilled that you guys are into old-time radio comics. I think a lot of you are going to like it. Matthias, if you can hear us, we want you to hydrate. I'm drinking Gatorade. You should at very least get some similar electrolytes. All right. I dig that you guys are into old-time radio comics. I think a lot of you are going to like it. Teddy Roosevelt is what drew you in. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, trust me when I say you guys are going to enjoy both stories. And again, you're supporting two guys who do this. You know, they have day jobs. They're two guys who work straight jobs who are doing this as their passion, and they're, you know, trying to make a go of it with a great book here. And then again, they created this just in an afternoon uh, together and made it for you guys. I mean, they knew what the deal was here when they made that book. So they made it for y'all. And so, you know, something to be interested in, something to be into also. But all right, we'll move on from there. If somebody wants old timey radio comics, let me know. I will have access to them the rest of the show. Do you want to see more $1 books, or should I put up another CCA? I can't do a bundle on all the CCAs, but I can do like I did with that one. But I can put up another CCA. Should I target Lorena? Should I be that guy?
Given the opportunity, always be that guy. Said no one ever.
No, I've been drinking. Some of the creators still are ship. Some of the creators are hanging out downstairs in the bar. I will see some of them at breakfast in the morning. This may also target K-pop. Like, I'm going to be real honest. I had several people in mind when I had this commissioned. This is a sort of rare blank variant. The art is by Kaylin Smith, who did Plume, Southern California, TJ. Anyway, she did Plume. She did Hope Volume 1. She does For Goodness Sakes. Great writer. She writes and draws. She did covers for Fables with Bill Willingham. This is Rainbow Bright #1.
Wow. Where'd you even find that blank?
My super secret hookup.
That is an amazing, just 80s piece.
Yeah, K-pop saw that on her page today. Yeah, she did that for me. $150. And by the way, guys, what I'm asking on these CCAs is what the artists would charge you for a commission, right? If you went up to Carrie and asked her for a commission, she would charge you $150. You know, some like, and that's what they charged me for the most part. A couple of them, like Kaylin, gave me a little bit of a break because I had the blank already and I didn't need one of hers. But $150 is what she would charge for the commission. She wanted to put more pinks and stuff in it because it's really kind of grayscale, which is still cool. But she left her colors at home and was like cussing at herself for it. All right. All right. I'm going to show one more CCA. I'm just going to move this one over. I have no idea what to charge for this one because this creator did way more than I think I paid them for. So I have no idea what to charge for this. I'm just going to charge what their going commission rate would be. And both of you, K-pop and Lorena, if you're into it, claim it. And if you need some time to work out, you need a payment plan or something, we could set that up. I'm not, you guys know me, I'm not a hard guy about that.
Hey Kyle, could you take the Post-it note and place it on the ground right in front of the comic? There, that's the perfect place. Look at that.
Yep. This next book is going to be the same price. But this next book, I'll be real honest, it's kind of targeting Jay. Might wind up targeting Matthias. Was also
great.
targeting Castle. This is
You
from the
brought me
Batman
on
Who
here to tell me
Laughs.
stuff. I understand how this works now.
No, I didn't. I really didn't. I brought you on here because my brain is fried and I'm not remembering the trivia I need. But no, this is one of those books that everybody I talked about has been really loving this story. So again, when I say I'm targeting people, if nobody buys this, this will hang in my office. Just understand, like this targets me as much as anybody. But it's a Black Batman Grim Knight blank from the Batman Who Laughs. So that's Scott Snyder, Tinian, Eduardo Riso. Art by Jason Strutz.
Oh wow. Wow.
That is
Axe
absolute
is
Batman.
off the chest.
Mm-hmm. Well, and this is what I like. That he's driving the axe into like the gargoyle down here, like, and that the axe looks well used.
I just
Rainbow
imagine
Brightest
some
Kingland
poor
Smith.
Gotham superhero later jumping onto that gargoyle and just plummeting.
Mm-hmm.
Plummeting.
And then this is Jason Strutz. I'm sorry my handwriting isn't better. Lorena, you would like her books. Yeah, Handmade Crown on Instagram. I will see her in a couple of weeks and can pick up some of the books too. She sold out this weekend. For the first time in the 16-year history of this show, I've been coming for the better part of 10. They sold out all 3 days of badges. On Friday, they switched to wristbands after selling out of badges. So we really don't know how many people came Friday. I mean, we do, like, they will know, they'll pull the data. Saturday, show didn't get over till 6. They ran out of badges at 3:30. They ran out of wristbands at 4:30 and switched to another color of wristband. Then today, they sold out of wristbands. Today, the show ended at 5. They sold out of wristbands at 4. Like, completely sold out of wristbands and badges. So it's the biggest attendance they've ever had. Everybody I talked to had a great weekend in terms of sales, and some people, obviously some of your creators and stuff like did better than others, but as a I'll be honest, guys, I'm big pissed I didn't have a booth here this year. That I just came as a fan and as a helper and as a shopper and was volunteering. Like I was Pat is over the moon. Although right now Pat is probably under a table. No, so like yesterday I was Josh Mallerman and Dirk Manning for a while. I was Bill Morrison for a while. Today I was Dirk a little while. I was Eric Powell a little while. I was Angel Medina for a minute.
I imagine you make quite the Dirk Manning.
Yeah, well, it's funny because we're good friends and I've worked with him for so long. I actually can sell his work really easily. And when people don't want to wait for his signature, I can actually sign his name pretty well too. So, I don't, but I always offer. So that's always fun. Okay, I've got 2 more CCAs. Should I put them up or should I save them for a little while and do sets?
So remind me, what does CCA stand for?
Commission Cover Art.
Commission Cover Art. That's what it was. Okay. I say show them. I think that sounds awesome.
All right.
So I got
All
a
right.
question for you. Should we have some private behind the scenes conversation about our Friday show publicly on camera?
Go for it.
So, in trying to get a guest for Order Up, the Final Order Cutoff show, live Friday mornings at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. Eastern, I'm contemplating two things that are on FOC this week. We have Captain America #1, which has Chip Zdarsky as writing, or we have Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees Volume 2, #1, where we could have Patrick Horvath back.
Listen, my vote is for Chip. I can send that text if you want me to. Yeah, I have his email and his text.
Okay, yeah, because he had already said he would be interested in being on the show.
Okay.
And then he wrote his email address. This is the fun for public for everyone, so you guys can all know this. He wrote his email address for me down on a comic, and I bagged and boarded it, and don't know where I put it.
Yeah, I got his email. I got his phone number.
Yeah,
we're good. All right. So I showed this book earlier too. This is a Mars Attacks #1 blank, featuring Scully and Mulder.
Oh my god!
Plus the alien whose name I can never remember from Mars Attacks, done by J.P. Fosgitt. Yeah, okay. Done by J.P. Fosgitt. That will be 150.
That is a steal. Oh.
Fozzie is a good friend. And like I sent Carrie, and I sent one other artist whose book I'm about to put up a text with a bunch of them. Oh, K-pop, you should see the stuff that's not for public consumption. The Naughty J stuff.
Wow.
I mean, this stuff where he's super cussy, it's great. Anyway, like the stuff that's in my Storefolio that is mine is going to go in my notebook, anyway.
So you're going to share that with me, right?
I'm not even going to share that with you, buddy.
Wow.
Yeah, some of it's so inside jokes that like it wouldn't make sense. But some of it is just Jay screwing around. Just great. Anyway, so he picked this cover. He picked this variant and wanted to do this cover. So he's been thinking about this for probably a week. I was very excited for that one. That's one that, again, if it doesn't sell, I'll frame it and hang it. And I have more art by this human than any other human on the face of the planet.
Jim Lee?
I wish. More art by this human than any other human on the face of the planet. I sent this artist the same stack of variants, same stack of blanks.
There it is. There it is, Jay.
Yeah. Anyway, and he picked this, and I gave it to him, and he goes, okay, and he gives me his price. I go, no problem. I'll pick it up later. And he gives it to me, and it's a full spread for Seth the Moose on Fantastic Four. Wraparound covers. That will be, again, if I don't sell it, I'm not angry. $175.
Oh, man.
I will also give anyone who buys a CCA a C2 a Cherry Capital Comic Con exclusive Shut Up Pat sticker. Which is a joke here, but also if you guys are on my shows, you know Pat. He's come on the show several times. And He's Professor Nerdly in the chat. He is the show floor coordinator here. It's one of our favorite jokes.
Man, that is a beautiful Seth piece. Those are both amazing, amazing covers.
Yeah, I lucked out this weekend, guys. With it almost does connect to Jay. Well, and so and K-pop will appreciate this more than anybody. The row of artists in a row sitting together was Jay Fosgate, J. Cott, and Seth the Moose. Not a whole lot of work got done, but a lot of work got done. It was a pretty good row of group. It was a pretty good group. And then like Ryan Tavares was here, who's a great cartoonist as well. And some other really great cartoonists, Jim Manley, who, if you don't know, and you probably don't because he's really very, very indie, you should know because his style is great. He is the master of the hidden genitalia. He is the king of, did you find the hidden thing in books? And he's just so funny. He did a thing called 100 Cartmans versus a gorilla, which is where, again, it's like a super fight based game where he draws what people are screaming out live in front of them. Yeah. Well, and I can't remember who was next to Jay Fosgate, but it was Jim. I can't think of his name, but he's also from that same area, like Lansing. All the time, Marina. It's just harder because generally what you're getting is like a Sharpie sketch.
I'm curious, what's the weirdest thing you've got an artist to sketch on?
You know those cardboard boats that they bring French fries in, like at the fair?
Yeah.
One of those. I mean, I've got skateboards. I've got. I actually have a skateboard deck that was drawn by Kevin Eastman.
Really?
Funko boxes are popular. Yeah, I've not done a lot of that.
Yeah, I've had customers come with short boxes. They've got sketches on, which is really cool. I've got a customer who every San Diego Comic-Con buys a blank comic store folio, and he gets various creators to sign and do remarks on it.
Yeah, I've done that.
But man, yeah,
the
cardboard
K-pop. Kyle Rise Irving is the master of that. And by the way, the boat was we were at a food truck, me and this artist, outside of a convention. We were sitting down eating dinner, and he went over and grabbed a couple of the boats and just started sketching on them. Okay, I will tell the story of my favorite thing from this con, the thing that most warmed my heart and made me the most like human I ever am. This, about 6 months ago, Miss Jen calls me up and says, "Hey, can you authenticate something for me?" And sends me some photos of this sketch of this woman that kind of looks like Tulip from Preacher, but it's just a woman. And I look at the signature and I can guarantee you it's real. It's this.
Oh, wow.
This is a sketch. It is the wanted poster of the patron saint of killers.
You told me
that was used to promote. Yeah, which was used to promote Preacher by Steve Dillon. I bought it from Miss Jen and had it sent to Rob, who is the executive director of the show. On Friday nights at Cherry Capital Comic Con, we have the Steve Dillon Memorial Drink and Draw. Steve was a guest here the first couple of years. Was a big favorite at the show. And he passed away. They went to the family and said, hey, we'd like to do something in Steve's honor and in his memory. So they do the Steve Dillon Memorial Drink and Draw. And the way that works is the artists turn in everything they draw at the Steve Dillon Memorial Drink and Draw, and it gets put into an art auction on Saturday night at Cherry Capital Comic Prom, which is just an excuse to get dressed up, go drinking and dancing here at the hotel. But everybody bids on the art. So I donated this to the Steve Dillon Memorial art auction. And all the money goes to Hero Initiative or to this year it was a local ed charity called North Ed that helps students who are in need of financial aid, be it because of a layoff or a fire or flooding or something, with their educational costs. So we raised like $5,000 last night for this charity. But I really wanted this piece. So I was bidding on it, and I was bidding against a guy named Mike who owns Top Comics, which is this shop here in Traverse City. And we're bidding each other up, and we're bidding each other up. We got to the point where if he stopped bidding, I was going to have to call somebody and take out a loan because it was more money than I actually had. But again, we're raising money for charity, and I knew Mike would pay whatever. So he winds up getting the piece. I stopped bidding. He winds up getting the piece. And as the night's winding down, I'm standing there talking to Tony Maiello and John Marroquin, who are two artists from Wyandotte, Michigan, who are dear, dear friends. And Mike walks up and hands me this. He goes, thank you for what you did. We raised a lot of money for charity because of it. I have a lot of Steve Dillon stuff. This one should be yours. And I broke down. I wept.
That is awesome.
Mike starts to tell me about his favorite Steve Dillon piece. When Steve would come, he had the stones to just sit at his table in the convention hall and just pound Guinness. This is when he was still drinking. And it got to the point where he was drinking so much, the hotel came to him and said, look, man, if he's not going to buy that here, he can't have it on the floor. So Steve, being the punk rock asshole Steve was, would drink a Guinness, then sketch on the bottle and sign it and put it on his table. And he told the hotel, well, you can't stop me now. I'm making collectibles. And so Mike has a signed and remarked beer bottle, used Guinness bottle that Steve drew on. So,
well, let's be honest. There is only one type of Guinness bottle. It is used, or it is in the process soon to be used.
That's true. But Friday night at the drink and draw, we always put out a bottle of Guinness that, sits at the head table all night in Steve's memory. And we do a big salute. We do a big toast to him. So it's a pretty great thing. It's one of the reasons I love this convention. There are so many. The other reason is obviously the Gary Reed Independent Creator of the Year Award, which was handed out Saturday afternoon to the very deserving Gene Ha. And the award goes to a creator who has carried on Gary's legacy of bringing up younger artists, bringing up younger folks, and helping to foster new comic creatives. So that's that. Let's show some sets.
See some sets.
All right. I picked this up forgetting how much I loved it. And again, I'm going to offer it. But again, if nobody buys it, I'm still happy. This is Warren Ellis, Captain Swing and the Electrical Pirates of Cinderyland, illustrated by Raulo Correas from Avatar Press. 1 through 4 will be $20.
That is a classic bit of what did he call that? Electropunk or something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was a post-steampunk tale.
Mm-hmm. I love saying it this way, so I'm going to say it again. This is Garth Ennis and John McCrae's Dix.
That's the original Caliber Dix.
Mm-hmm. And Caliber, yep, 100%.
Didn't Avatar eventually do the sequel to Dix by Garth and John?
Say again?
Didn't Avatar eventually do? Was it Avatar or maybe Dynamite that did the sequel to Dix?
I'm not 100% sure. I think it might have been Dynamite. I don't remember it being Avatar. I think I own pretty much everything Avatar has done. All right. We'll go over to the kitchen sink portion of the pile. And we'll do, this is 1 through 5 and the preview for $25. Oh, by the way, Dix is $15. This is 1 through 5 and the preview of Bernie Wrightson's Captain Stern. Kitchen sink, $25.
Hey, those are some affordable Dicks right there, just $15.
Then from Kitchen Sink, shout out to Dennis Kitchen. If you don't know who Dennis Kitchen is, maybe go read the Wikipedia page or something. So much of what you all love would not exist were it not for Dennis. Anyhow, this is the reprint of Will Eisner's The Spirit 1 through 4, $25 from Kitchen Sink. Is that Dix the whole story? I don't remember, Lorena. Hold on. How do you Google this?
Yeah, man, you're going to have to add Caliber in comics. Any other way, you're going to get a very different type of Dick. It may not be safe for work.
Okay, it was Caliber, then it was Avatar. You're right.
Oh, damn. Go me. I really hate using this app, but I've learned to do this really, really good is using Key Collector and then clicking non-keys. It looks like Caliber Dix was a 4-issue miniseries, but 5 issues total. There was a 0 issue, but the 0 issue just is early preview content of number 1. So realistically, 1 through 4 is the complete story.
That's the whole set. And then that is the whole set of Captain Stern. And this is the 4. This is the whole run that Kitchen Sink did of Will Eisner's The Spirit. All right. One more set that I'm going to put up here. Also from Kitchen Sink. I'm going to keep shouting out good old Dennis Kitchen here. Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. The Spirit. 1 through 4.
Oh, man. How much is that?
$20.
I'll give somebody in the comments first right, of refusal, but otherwise I'm claiming that.
Yeah, oh, that's worth way more than $20.
It's Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons doing Spirit. I'm in.
Yeah. Well, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I walked up to this booth that's, in no uncertain terms, Jen and I have been trying to buy this entire booth for about 3 years. Just this woman has just this incredible collection that was her brother's. And we understand why she doesn't want to sell it. Like, we really do. Like, sell the whole booth. It's her connection to her brother. She goes in, she prices the books. She, spends time with her brother's collection. I get it. I want someone someday to do that with my comics, right? But she just has some of the coolest stuff, and it's always priced to move. So like when I walk in and I see the Alan Moore Dave Gibbons set, like all of these sets came from the same booth, came from the same woman named Kate. Like just the coolest stuff. You know, TJ asked me for innovation stuff earlier. I went to her. I went through her innovations box. It wasn't what TJ wanted, but there was some innovation stuff in there that I haven't seen in 15 years. Like,
Man, like I am just like nervously waiting and hoping nobody is claiming it so I can get the New Adventures of the Spirit there.
glad nobody claimed Captain Stern. That one's mine.
So do I get the New
All right,
Adventures of the
Matthias,
Spirit? Do I
you
to
get
claim
it.
that?
All right, does
Awesome.
anybody want dicks? I'm gonna keep asking it that way. YouTube can't yell at me for it. It's the title of the book. All right. All right, here's some other stuff from the Caliber Comics Kitchen Sink Slave Labor box.
I'm in on this box.
Mm-hmm. How about David Mack's Kabuki Gallery for $2? How about Caliber Comics presents Caliber Comics Kabuki #1 by Act 1 by David Mack. Kabuki Dreams of the Dead. Oh, by the way, that's $3. Kabuki Dreams of the Dead for $2. Kabuki was a great run.
Kabuki was amazing.
And then the last one of these is a painted story by David Mack, feature and art by Billy Tucci, Joe Quesada, Mike Grell, Tony Harris, Cesar, and Buzz. Caliber Comics Kabuki Color Special. And the only one that didn't come out from Caliber that I got came out from London Night.
Oh.
But it's Kabuki Dance of Death #1.
That is some
$2.
old school David Mack.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, that's where Kabuki first appeared, was back in London Nights.
Yes, it was a Caliber book ship. In fact, already sold, but I will show it to you. I was able to pick up this Caliber Comics Presents #2, signed.
Wow,
by Jim
O'Barr.
Yep. I will see Jim in September at Monroe. See him all the time. Good guy. He came to this show a few years ago, and it was the first time I'd ever met him. And so the resort overlooks Lake Michigan, where we're at, and we have this dinner on Saturday night outside under this big tent thing. And he comes out to dinner, and he's eating, and he kind of eats by himself. Like he's kind of a quiet dude. And like I went over and sat at the table. It didn't bother him. Like I just, went over and sat at this table because there were chairs there. And he gets up and walks away, and he goes out and he's got his little sketchbook, and he's just sitting on a hill smoking cigarettes, drawing. And I walk over and I go, "Can I sit down next to you and just watch you draw?" And it was, we just sat and talked for like 45 minutes. It was so cool. Like he just smoked cigarettes and drew, and I just sat there and watched him draw. So just sitting on a hill, staring at a lake on a beautiful night. It almost felt like a date, but like not, because I know that he's happily married, and also I'm not his type. Anyway, is Everett still around? Wait, Ship. What does it mean? Is it NECA? I don't know what. Oh, comic accurate figure. Okay. Man, you guys are having a conversation over here in the chat, and I'm trying to keep up, and I'm losing it. But now we'll go. This is another Caliber Press book, so it wasn't even Caliber Comics quite yet. Steve Costaris, Stefano Godino. You'll know Stefano Godino's art, by the way. Lorena wants the Kabuki Gallery for $2.
That is a good grab.
Mm-hmm. All right. This is Harlequin.
Wow, that's
Harlequin.
Caliber Press.
Oh, you have no idea. Dude, the deep cuts just get deeper in the stuff that is not for sale.
I want to see more.
Like I cleared her out. I got everything she had from Kitchen Sink left. But some of that will be available later, only because I need to make sure I don't have it. Or that I already have it. I hate to be that guy, but this is how this works. Last Caliber book I'm going to offer this show. I did this earlier, but I'm going to do it again. I'm going to read you something before I put this up. This is an old folktale. So this guy goes to the doctor, and I'm miserable, he says. The doctor replies, laughter is the best medicine, and you're in luck. Pagalachi the clown is in town. I saw him last night. He's very funny. He will cheer you up.
Damn.
No, you don't understand, the guy says. I'm Pagalachi. This is Happy the Clown #1. And Happy the Clown #2.
Well delivered. You totally set me up for something different when you said it was an old folk piece.
Mm-hmm. Happy the Clown, which is my favorite David Mack. I'll be honest, because it is messed up.
Tell you, you put that in front of David for an autograph, and it will drop his jaw to the ground.
Yeah. I've never met David. I don't see him in a lot of shows.
Yeah, I guess he hangs out here in LA and does every Southern California show. He's a wonderful, wonderful dude.
Yeah, I've never met him. I just gotta come out for WonderCon one year and just get all my David Mack stuff signed.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, can we do a private signing just for me with just my David Mack collection? Kind of like I did with Tom Waltz this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that guy, we talked about the Lions a ton. Anyway.
Tom is a sweetheart.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I mean, like, you heard the story of how he got into comics, right?
Oh, yeah, no, we talked about everything.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to offer something that is, it's not real high on my I'm going to offer it list, but I'm going to offer it. This is from Albatross Funny Books.
Ooh. All right, I'm sitting up now.
Lords of Misery. Come on. Signed by Eric Powell. He did. This is the one book I had him sign that he didn't remark. So I'm willing to let it go for $25. I'm taking Happy the Clown down because he's starting to piss me off.
I thought you loved that comic.
I do.
How much were the Happy the Clowns?
$1 a piece. Or no, sorry, $2 a piece.
Go ahead and throw those aside for me. This is just me audibly buying things. I gave everyone in the comments a chance. You had your chance, people in the comments.
You did. All right. Okay. So, signed by Eric Powell. Weird Stuff is the best.
I mean, I could literally spend the next hour just watching Kyle pull out Caliber and Kitchen Sink comics and talking about them. But then I fear I'd spend a lot of money on whatever he'd allow me to buy.
Well, like, and the thing is, again, this is a show that has a very special place for Gary Reed. This was the last convention he ever did. He died. Everybody goes home on Monday. He died on Tuesday. So we hold Gary Reed in extremely high esteem here. And again, like, I wouldn't be in comics if not for Gary and Caliber. I mean, at the end of the day, like, that was the first person I knew who created books, right? Like, so many of my friends from this area are in comics because Caliber gave them a shot. So we hold Gary in very high regard. So whenever I can get my hands on Caliber stuff, I pick it up. All right. Lords of Misery going away because the boy doesn't need to sell it. Doesn't want to sell it. But I would have if somebody wanted it. So we'll go back to dollar books for a few minutes here. I do have some other kind of pricey stuff that I will get to if you want. But we'll do this for $1. John Burns OMAC, number 1. John Burns OMAC, number 2. Excuse me. This is from Image Comics. Cover art by Tom King. I'm wondering if Matthias is clocking what I'm holding.
I'm sorry, I got distracted by a Carfax notification that my car was being called, only to determine that is not my make and model.
There you go. All right, so this is an Image comic with cover art by Tom King.
Ooh. Cover
Big Bang
art
Comics number 2. In this issue, Silver Age Shadowhawk and the Night Watchman versus the Angry Red Aliens. Also featuring the Badge in Zombie Crime Boss.
That's clearly there's no way that's the Tom King of Batman.
I honestly don't know. I honestly do not know. But in the meantime, Green Lantern 36.
Doesn't look like stick figures. Look at that. The star of the upcoming HBO Max Green Lantern series, Jessica Cruz.
Here's the problem. If you search Tom King comic artists, the millions of different you got to kind of fight through all of the Tom King the writer stuff. And to be real honest, I don't see Tom King. That isn't that Tom King. So I'm sure it's not, but I just honestly don't know. And trying to Google is pretty hard. All right. To get the 5th book on the wall, Lorena's grabbing Big Bang. Big Bang Theory, which was on when I started the show, providing good light, has been replaced by Barbershop. Cedric the Entertainer is doing Cedric the Entertainer things. Anyway, sorry. By the way, guys, the TV is right here, and it's helping keep everything lit. Because you got to do what you got to do in a hotel room. This is Andy Diggle, Leandro Fernandez. This book will be $1. It's an Elseworld story. Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age, number 3.
Oh, wow. I forgot Andy was the one who wrote that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like a Frank Miller 300 cover.
It really does. Let me come over here to the box real fast and see what else I can snag that's weird. Oh, a Marvel book I forgot existed. That Dave Taylor art on the cover. To get our 5th book up here. This is a number 1. I'll be honest, Matthias, you might have to help me with this one.
All right, I'm paying attention.
Gene Dogs, number 1.
Yeah, that's some old Marvel UK. I don't know that I can help you on that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's, guys, when neither of us know what the hell a book is, you know that it's obscure.
Marvel UK used to really be my jam.
Mm-hmm.
But that is no Liam Sharp's Death Head.
Well, no. If it was Death Head, I know all about it. He's another one that I really would like to meet someday, is Liam Sharp.
Liam is a sweetheart. He is a massive, barbarian-sized giant of a man, but the biggest sweetheart in the world.
I've only heard extremely great things about him. Like, just, again, I've only ever heard that he was the coolest dude.
Yeah.
All right. Grabbing a few more things here in this box.
Come on, kitchen sink.
No, I know there's no kitchen sink left. But there is some innovation. There's also Rocket Comics.
Gaslight sold.
AC Femforce. All right, Lorena, you got it. Okay. Move this over. And we'll do this. This is an Image Comics. America's Most Exciting Comic Book. It's an issue 1. Script by the affable Al Moore. Art by Roran Rick Veitch. Inks by Dash and Dave Gibbons.
Jesus Christ.
Letters by Dandy Don Simpson. Anybody got a guess?
Is it Supreme?
Nope. Mystery Incorporated.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes people are like, why are you buying that comic when I'm at a convention and I'm buying stuff? I'm like, no, you don't understand. This is the kind of stuff that me and my friends love.
Yeah, if no one else is claiming that, I'll claim it.
All right, let me put up some more books in front of it. If anybody wants it, claim it. But we're going to start. This is Eclipse Comics, bi-weekly, Airboy 29,
Oh, love Airboy.
Airboy 30,
Heading in the right direction.
Airboy 31, Airboy 33,
I'm liking
and
the direction this
Airboy
Airboy's going.
34.
Oh, you remember back in the day when Dave Stevens did Airboy?
Yes. When Airboy was like really great.
I mean, it wasn't
Like,
that much earlier than that.
mhm. Right. No, some of those are Dave Stevens covers.
Are there? Oh man, is 31 Dave Stevens?
I believe. I don't think he did 30.
Yeah, I thought he did the single digits of the Eclipse run.
Oh, please. Uh, 30 is a Randall cover. So 29, 30, and 31 are all Randall for sure. I'm trying to think of which Randall, though. I don't remember.
It was like good old Chuck Dixon writing it back then.
It is Chuck Dixon, but we were still going by Charles.
Oh, that's lovely. I was making a joke about that the other day over some books back when he was still Charles Dixon.
Mm-hmm. This is this cover is. I don't know that mark. I'm sorry, I can't figure out the mark on this cover. I'm trying to get it to be clear.
It's
not Stewart.
familiar.
Yeah, it's not Stewart. But then on 34, it's Stan Wonk,
Really?
who started back drawing the book on 33, who had drawn it early on in the Chuck Dixon run.
Was that? Can you go back to that 33?
One sec, please. 33.
Let me see that signature again. It's got to be Ken Steacy, right?
That is a good guess. Problem is, it's not listed in the indica,
Yeah.
and it's not listed in the credits.
Is it Steacy on the cover?
Yeah,
That's got to be Ken.
yeah, that seems right. Okay, so I'm going to pull Mystery Incorporated there from Matthias. Okay, so we got 8 books on the wall. You can claim the whole wall for $10, but we should add more books to make it worth money, better money. The Masterworks series of great comic book artists, Seagate Productions, from DC, Bernie Wrightson, The Macabre.
I mean, it's Bernie Wrightson. You can do no wrong there.
Mm-hmm. Back before this book got super weird, it was only reasonably weird for the time. It's also a flip book with Mighty Man, Savage Dragon number 5. Okay. Let me look. Oh yeah, it's a DC book. It's colored. Ed. Ed, someone was asking me earlier, what is the condition called that you have that you can't see black and white? Because we were talking about it with a bunch of the indies who only work in black and white. We'll put up Thor 450, Mighty Thor 450. That gets you to 10 books on the wall. We're going to keep working, but you can claim the whole wall for $10. All right. This is from Helix. Michael Moorcock's Multiverse Preview.
Wow. That is another deep cut.
I will say this. I will give somebody I'm such a child. If you buy the Michael Moorcock's Multiverse Preview, I will give you, and you claim Dick's, because you've claimed Moorcock's Dick's, I will give you a discount.
What a deal.
I hate myself.
So basically, you're suggesting if somebody buys Dick's, you'll throw in more Cocks?
Yeah, pretty much. And I hate myself. Okay. Especially because the next book I'm putting out is an innovation, All-American Comics. It's a number 1. The late 80s were weird, guys. The late 80s were weird. But this comic is so great. I would love to own pages from this book. I'm sure I could. I'm sure they're not terribly expensive. Scarlet Kiss, the Vampire, number 1. Okay, this is a Bill Sienkiewicz cover. There are stories. There's a Mike Barr and Brian Boland story. Hold please, I want to get this right. Hold on, Ed. I will take a look for you. This is Alan Moore and very early Bissett in this story.
Which one's Alan Moore and Bissett? Which one's Alan Moore and Bissett?
Hold on, I'm going to tell you. This is Joyce Brabner with Rebecca Huntington art. This is an anthology story. By the way, the Moore book is also has Toddlebin on it. I can't remember Toddlebin's name. But also O'Neill and Lahala. This is from Eclipse Comics. This is Real War Stories, number 1. Again, it's got the really dope Bill Sienkiewicz cover. Scarlet Kiss, if it's color. It is very not, Eddie.
I would be very interested in the Real War Stories. Once again, give everyone else the opportunity to claim it. But if not, you got me with Alan Moore and Bissett.
Yep, they just did a small story in there together. All right. This next book was created by Bruce Harlick. Again, it's a name not a lot of people know, but they probably ought to know. This is from Hero Comics. Marksman #1. The origin of the Marksman. Ship, everybody's a Moore fan.
Of course, I'm a Moore fan. I love me some Alan Moore. I think I have like 2 or 3 dozen things autographed by him, which is, I think, a ridiculously large amount for somebody currently living in America.
Correct. I want to be Alan Moore when I grow up.
I slowly am becoming that, you know, like long hair, long beard, rings on all my fingers, and a very crotchety attitude.
Correct.
I have to hope that his daughter and son-in-law aren't watching right now.
Listen, we can all aspire to something, even if it is something that maybe his family wouldn't love that we call him that. It's our aspirational goal. I'll be honest. If I had as much talent as Alan Moore had in his pinky finger, I would be doing something else tonight. I would have been a guest at this show. So, all right. 1941 to 1991. This is the 50th anniversary, the Golden Anniversary Special from AC Femforce. This is a reprint of a bunch of Atomic era books, or Atomic era stories of Miss Victory. From Rocket Comics. This is a more modern book, but it's square bound. So it's a bunch of pages. If you're into cryptids, this is a Dark Horse comic. Who is the Moth? All of these books are $1, by the way, or you can claim the file. You've got to be getting close to 20, so you're close to 50 cents a piece. This is Gail Simone, Dale Eaglesham, and Wade von Grawbadger. 5 months until Infinite Crisis. So what is this, July of 2005? Is that right? Yeah, something like that. Villains United, #1. From the pages of The Authority.
Is that is that a variant or a second printing? That's not the traditional cover, and that's definitely a rarer one.
I think it's the variant. From the pages of The Authority, The Marnarchy from Wildstorm.
I mean, who knows? That could, for that price, that could be a steal of a deal. Keep in mind, we have a Authority movie on the way. Man, I love TJ. Like, TJ just comes dropping those big bangs. Tom King is from Bongo, which, man, I love Bongo, but that is an awesome find, TJ. Thank you for that info.
So you're telling me I need to go talk to Bill Morrison about him, huh?
Yeah, apparently.
All right.
I'll claim
New
that
Year's
Bill
Evil.
if no one else is. Did you say that's $1?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, that's sketch cover, that amazing comic.
Mm-hmm.
It's got
Dale
Catman
Eaglesham cover, I think. Hmm?
got Catman on it. I mean,
It's true. All right, this next book, New Year's Evil, from the pages of Kingdom Come, written by Mark Waid, art by Jerry Ordway. GOG.
Villain of Kingdom Come.
Oh man, okay. I forgot I grabbed this. Okay. Hold please. I'm gonna do a thing. We're about out of time. So I'm gonna put this up, and this is gonna be the last pile. Okay. Last chance, last pile. We're gonna put up Ralph Snart #1 with the card from Now Comics. From Star Comics, Mad Balls #2. Mystic the Mystic. Some of these older books where it's it's newsprint just do not stand up the way.
It's just baffling to think that Marvel published a Mad Balls comic series.
It really is. The greatest comics in the world from Dark Horse. This is Monster. #1 from Valiant. Dr. Mirage, The Second Life of Dr. Mirage.
You know, the one thing I will give the newer Valiant era from like the 2012 relaunch is I love that they did the gender flip and went with Dr. Mirage's wife as the Dr. Mirage.
Oh yeah,
that was a good twist.
I vastly prefer that.
So I got to go back to one of Richard's comments earlier, where he said, "I'd be surprised the newer generation is not showing it in relation to the love of Alan Moore." Is that like a compliment? Is that suggesting I look young enough that I can be part of a newer generation? I would love if that's what the intention was. Just somebody
What
tell
up,
me
Derek?
I'm pretty.
I will leave the telling you you're pretty up to your fiance, okay? All right, this is... Oh, I forget who wrote this now. Hold on. Mike Vosberg wrote and drew this. From Heavy Hitters, Offcasts #3. Valiant presents The Second Life of Dr. Mirage #16. All right. This is a book that if Miss Jen was here, she would buy. But she's not here, so you can. From Marvel Comics, Kid and Play, come on down. Kid and Play #3. I'll be honest.
That is a bigger shock than Mad Balls that Marvel published that.
It's true. If I could get my hair to grow like that, though, I think I would look great. I think I could almost pull it off.
I mean, you know, you could own Isotope Comics if you did that.
It's true. I found another Caliber book, but I'll put it up in just a second. From the pages of Millennium, The New Guardians, Steve Englehart, Joe Staton, #1. Caliber Comics.
That is the list of D characters from DC.
Yep. Mm-hmm. The Dist of the list. Yep. I do as well. Okay. So, in Caliber Comics, Mr. X #1.
Wow.
A little bit newer Caliber book, but still pretty deep cut for Caliber. And we're going to end this, which is you're paying way less than 50 cents a book, guys, on this. If you claim the whole pile at this point. This is a three comics masterpieces in one magazine. Once more, Ween and Rights and Wonderment. This is the $1 comic from September 1979, the original Swamp Thing saga.
Man,
Right.
you're buying it for the 1979 price. Like, there is nothing wrong with that.
Well, and again, if you buy the whole pile, you're getting it all.
Yeah.
For $10, which is way less than 50 cents a book at this point. I will say this because we're very much out of time. Because like I still got to pack my room up and stuff for check out in the morning. I still have this whole stack of stuff I pulled out of this convention to go through. Plus this whole box and the 3 boxes underneath the box that y'all have your stuff in to go through. So like when we talk about hitting the mother load and getting a ton of great comics from the show, I'm not like joking around here. I hit the mother load. So you're maybe going to want to tune into my shows coming up because you never know what the hell I'm going to have. It's getting ridiculous. And I love it. All right, everybody. Tune in next Friday, this coming Friday, where Matthias and I will be doing the FOC show. Well, Matthias will be doing the FOC show with Jay. Matthias, why do we keep getting great guests on weeks when I'm off?
I purposely do it just for the sake of making you never take a day off. And also because I secretly just love Jay, and I do it to really impress Jay, even though I feel every time I bring a great guest on, Jay's just like, who's that? No, Jay's great. I love Jay, and I'm waiting for Jay to pop up in the comments on that. But no, I really do it because I want to teach you a lesson that you shouldn't take time off.
Yeah, God forbid I get healthy. Anyway, none of us should be healthy. But Matthias will be here Friday. He'll be back. What else you got going on, man? Tell us what's happening at the shop. Tell us what else you got cooking.
Yeah, I mean, right now, on another tab, I'm currently buying random issues of Savage Dragon, so that's always good. But no, over at Nowhere Games and Comics, as much as I thought I would take a break leading up to San Diego Comic-Con, we have a number of signings coming up. I've got to plan something out with Karina Becco. We have the amazing Sebastian Jones of Stranger Comics coming up for a signing. We have Charlie Stickney, who's got some new White Ash that I think he might be premiering the non-Kickstarter editions at my shop. And then, of course, we always have the incredible Eric or EM Gist regularly in the shop doing signings with some amazing books coming up there. So lots of fun there. And I have 3, if not 4, exclusive covers. I think I can actually officially talk about them all now. So you can, if you want exclusive comics, you can get these at nowheregamesandcomics.com. We don't have the official postings on our website yet, but over the next 2 weeks, we will have a Archie meets Jay and Silent Bob exclusive cover. We will have a Never Wars Dorothy #1, aka Never Wars #1 variant. I can say that has an exclusive cover by Rick Bossaldua, who is a brilliant artist that I think could be the next Scotty Young. You likely know him as Eric Bass, Bassaldua's little brother, and the former inker of Mark Silvestri. He is definitely doing some brilliant, brilliant artwork now.
Wait. Ebass's little brother?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I've been waiting for that kid to drop.
Dude, oh man, he's got some incredible artwork. He decided to start penciling as opposed to just inking, and I mean, he was a brilliant inker with Mark and
Yes.
a number of other people. Welsh Protasio, he inked over. He did a bunch of stuff at Top Cow, some stuff at Marvel, including he inked his brother a good amount. I think every now and then, like him and his brother have been talking, but I watched him talk to a number of great creators recently at WonderCon that have been kind of, itching to get him back on inks. But he's been penciling in an art style that kind of has this cute chibi style. Think like Chris Gerusimo or Scotty Young. I think it's going to be awesome. The Dorothy cover, phenomenal. And then I have an amazing Star Wars cover that hopefully will get announced later this week. It is on an upcoming Star Wars miniseries focused around Mace Windu and Kit Fisto. And I can't say the name of the cover artist yet, but this is a superstar cover artist. And I'm really, really excited. So those will all be available in the next 2 to 3 weeks at nowheregamesandcomics.com, KNOWHERE for Nowhere, just like the Guardians of the Galaxy headquarters. So we have a lot of fun there. I definitely want to sell some of those covers, and I'm very, very honored and proud to work with the incredible artists and publishers and creators that I got to on that, because I'm a man of zero talent. So,
well, so am I, which is why I can never quite understand why people want to hang out with me, talk to me, let me in this building.
It's the sexy aesthetics, man. It's just, you're so beautiful.
Right. It's the beard. But no, if you claim something tonight, fill out the form for me. That way I can invoice you. And we will get everything shipped out. You'll get invoiced tomorrow evening when I get home. It's a long drive home, so I'll invoice you tomorrow evening. And anything paid will ship out on Tuesday. Anything not paid will obviously ship out after that. So just let me know. And we will see everybody. I will be here. Sorry, I didn't realize I put myself back on screen.
No one wants this. No one wants this. Right. It's all that.
Right. We will see you Tuesday for our full run of shows. Tomorrow is a dark day on the experience. We're all taking the day off. I may be live on CBSN later in the day. Haven't made that decision yet. I'll let you know. But invoice tomorrow, ship out on Tuesday. The EXP will be back Tuesday with Minute to Skim It. Welcome to Wonderland. Kicking it with Henri. Wednesday is Comic Collectibles with Rex, Kyle and Jay's Q&A, where I think we're going to talk about a topic.
A topic?
I don't know what the topic is. And then Thursday, Miss Jen will be back with What's in the Box. Guys, the stuff she took home from this convention that she wouldn't let me buy. You're going to want to be on that show. Then you have Sketch Up with Mel and Mog, or you have Geek Chat, and then I am hosting Sketch Up with Mel and Mog on Thursday.
You are?
I am.
3 of my favorite people. I'm going to be tuning into that.
Or is it a week from Thursday? Hold on. Sorry, I'm not hosting on Thursday. I'm hosting a week from Thursday. Mel and Mog will be back on Thursday. And then Friday, Matthias and Jay will be here for Order Up. Nikki will be doing the art show at 7. And Nancy will be at 9. TJ, that's not something we're going to probably talk about just because of reasons. You can DM me and I will have that conversation with you, but it's not something we're going to talk about on the air. So, for everybody else, if you have any questions, you need to reach out, Kyle at theexplive.com, and we will see everybody later on.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.